Remote work is here to stay, and that means that employees are going to be spending more and more of their workday on the phone, in a browser, or in a headset. But that doesn't mean you need to give up on onboarding your new hires. You're integrating new members into your programs and tools, but you're also weaving them into the fabric of your company culture. There's huge pressure to make an excellent first impression. If you want to be able to build a successful team, it's important that everyone feels valued and appreciated. And that means making sure everyone is treated fairly. So, if you want to know more about virtual onboarding, then this video is for you. Luckily for you, BBC member, we have produced a list of different virtual onboarding ideas for new employees. Remember that while the first step is completing any of these amazing courses, the second and possibly more important step is taking action, even if it's imperfect action. Virtual employee onboarding is the entire process of welcoming a new member to your team remotely. Every step has to function in a digital terrain, whether you're sending paperwork, assigning that freshly popped email ID, or introducing the workload. Virtual onboarding is an effective way to conduct onboarding for your employees. The process allows you to minimize costs, reduce time and effort on the part of your employees, and provide a seamless transition with minimal disruption to their work life. Many companies are moving towards a more virtual-first approach to onboarding, and that's a great thing. While the goal of virtual onboarding is the same as physical onboarding, i.e., familiarizing hires with the company and their role, it has to follow its own process to be effective. Employers should be particularly mindful during online onboarding to ensure new hires start off on the right foot. Offering an online experience can be tricky because there are so many different types of technology available these days. Some companies are using low-cost options like Skype or Google Hangouts, while others are investing in expensive programs like Zoom or GoToMeeting. The best way for employers to determine which option is best for them is by understanding what their goals are for their new hires training session and then choosing a platform accordingly. If a company wants to offer remote classes, digital tools are probably going to work better than a physical classroom setup. However, if they want someone who will interact face-to-face with their team members during regular meetings, then a high-quality video conferencing solution may be more efficient for them than something like Skype. You've just hired the best candidate and you're pumped. You know they're going to be a great fit for your team and you can't wait to get them up and running. But what if we told you that 20% of employee turnover happens within the first 45 days? That's a lot of productivity loss, and it's not like it'll stop at 45 days. If your new hire has no stake in the game yet, how long do you think it'll be before they start looking for something better? When onboarding virtually, you're also building a remote culture. Any issues that show up in this process will likely appear in other aspects of the employee experience. 52% of employees that said companies providing a poor onboarding experience also have a mediocre working environment. You can mitigate this risk by making sure your onboarding process is well planned and thought out. You should also spend time ensuring that you have a clear understanding of what skill your candidate needs to bring to the job and what their qualifications are aligned with your company's goals. And remember, no matter how much effort you put into it, there's always going to be some level of uncertainty until they're actually on site. So make sure they feel welcome right away. Hiring a new employee is a big deal, and if you're going to take that step, you want them to have the best possible experience when they join your team. That means making sure they have everything they need to feel comfortable and at ease working for you. The onboarding process is more than just signing in and out of their Zoom account. It's not just setting up their calendar and sending them a welcome email. It's more than just showing them how to use their phone or computer, though those are important too. The virtual onboarding process is all about creating an environment where your new hire feels like a part of the team right away, no matter where they are in the world. They can get up to speed on the basics of what it means to work for your company, but also have time to ask any questions they might have about working remotely or even living in a different part of the country. So, we've put together a list of simple tips for crafting a welcoming onboarding experience that feels like home. The first is to send a warm welcome video. Videos are a creative way for new employees to put faces to their names and get a feel for the company culture. The welcome video can include a company overview and a featured message from your CEO. You can also incorporate key personnel and team leads or provide a virtual tour of the office for an added element. When you're planning your video, consider including company overview, an introduction to who you are and what you do. This section should include the mission statement of your company, as well as any unique characteristics that set you apart from other businesses in your field. Team members. Showcase some of the individuals who will be sharing their expertise with clients through videos. You can use this time to highlight some of the important skills they have, such as leadership skills or experience in SEO or social media marketing. Office tours. Use this section to show off some of your office locations, including meeting rooms and conference rooms that aren't visible on public website. If possible, showcase areas where people work together on projects or interact with clients, such as a conference room where brainstorming sessions happen or an open space where employees can meet. Another would be to launch a buddy system. Social media is a great tool for connecting with the world, but it can also be a place where you feel isolated. The same goes for when you're trying to make new friends in your new workplace. A virtual all-hands meeting is a great way to connect with other people and learn more about what they do at their companies. You might find out that some people are new hires and others are longtime employees or even founders of the company. This will help you feel less like an outsider. Your buddy might even have some interesting stories about working at their company or might know someone else who could be a good match for your company's culture. Do you know how having just one friend at a party makes it easier to socialize with everyone else? The same rule applies to a virtual all-hands meeting. Work buddies help new employees fight anxiety and loneliness. A buddy is almost always a peer who volunteers to support the process of settling into a new work environment. Your new hire will most likely feel more comfortable in group settings if they have a buddy to count on. Buddies can set up standing check-ins to support your hire's progress. They can also chat regularly through communication tools like Slack. If you want your employees to succeed, you have to give them the tools and resources they need to succeed. The best onboarding kits provide all the essential information, processes, and resources that new hires need to get up and running quickly. Here are some tips on creating a digital onboarding kit that will help new hires feel prepared for their first day. Number 1. Share before or on the employee's first day. This allows them to get started right away and prevents delays caused by unexpected changes in their work schedule. Number 2. Make sure it's mobile friendly. Most people access digital content on their smartphones or tablets, so make sure your kit is compatible with all devices, no matter where they are stationed around your office or how many employees are using it at any given time. Number 3. Create an organizational who's who of employees in your department so new hires can refer back to this list when needed during onboarding activities or throughout the day as they find themselves needing assistance from someone else in the company. Everyone loves free stuff. A company swag box helps remote employees feel like a part of the team. This box could include branded apparel, accessories, stationery items, and so much more. You can even outsource swag box curation and shipping. The best part is that you can be creative with your swag box and send out customized gifts to every employee who signs up for this service. Here's how it works. Number 1. Choose a theme for your swag box program. It could be something fun like spring cleaning or grilling season, or something more serious like employee appreciation or thank you. Number 2. Choose a theme color scheme through which you want to present your gift products. For example, if you want to present a gift product as a gift to an employee from your company, choose a color scheme that matches his or her nickname or last name, if applicable, or his or her favorite team color, if applicable. Number 3. Create a list of items that fit into each theme. You may want to include seasonal items such as flowers, candles, mugs, or clothing pieces in each theme, e.g., spring cleaning. When organizing a virtual team orientation, use breakout rooms to introduce new employees in smaller groups. You'll make the onboarding process more personal, prevent overwhelm, and foster connections between team members. If you're planning on holding an orientation for 10 people or more, it can be helpful to break out into smaller groups of 3 or 4 people. This will help new employees feel more comfortable and less overwhelmed by the scope of the event. If you're only scheduling 2 days for your virtual team orientation, this might not be necessary. However, if your company has a large number of employees who need to be trained in different areas, it may make sense to organize them into breakout rooms so that they can meet in smaller groups with the same amount of time spent on each group's topics. Breakout rooms are especially useful if you have multiple projects going on at once, such as training employees on how to use social media while they also work on other tasks related to their job responsibilities. A breakout room also allows each team member to focus on working their own project without having anyone else distract them or take away their productivity during the training session. The goal of onboarding is to help new employees get up to speed quickly, but it's often difficult for them to do so when they're thrown into the deep end. That's where interactive virtual onboarding icebreakers help newly hired employees open up and interact with one another. Fun ways to introduce new team members in a virtual space are games like Dumb Charades and Have You Ever on Zoom. And if you love Slack, you can also integrate Donut, a platform designed to connect remote employees at random. A great way to start your onboarding process is with an icebreaker game that allows everyone on your team to learn about each other and interact with one another in a fun way. This can be done through video or even through a text-based game with some sort of social media element attached. The icebreaker should be something that everyone in the room can participate in easily, so don't make it too complicated or too easy. The goal is for everyone in the room to have fun while getting your new employees up to speed on what's going on around here. When looking for fun ways to introduce new team members on social media, host a giveaway that involves direct interaction. You might hold a photo sharing or funny reel competition with a chance to be promoted as a winner on the company page. A giveaway is also an opportunity to build community engagement with your employees and prospective customers. It can be as simple as asking them to share a photo of themselves wearing your product or using your service. But it can also take the form of an interactive video game where you give away prizes for solving problems or taking certain actions. The key is that you need to make sure that this is something that everyone can participate in. If you're only giving out one prize per person, then it will be not as effective as creating brand awareness and building community engagement among your employees and customers. New hires are excited to join your team and help you achieve your goals, but they're not sure how to get involved. Don't be afraid to ask questions. New hires might not feel comfortable reaching out with questions, but if you want them to jump right into things, don't assume they know everything you do. Provide online learning resources. By providing online learning resources so that they can sift through what's available or access current projects so that they can get up to speed quickly on the company's work before being able to take over anything independently. Encourage creativity. Encourage their creativity by making sure everyone has opportunities for growth through training and development programs like workshops so that everyone feels included in their team's goals and successes. Engage your new hires in unique and memorable ways. You can take inspiration from Deloitte to build an interactive gaming experience. Activities like this encourage communication and teach collaborative skills that positively affect working relationships. Deloitte has a great example of using games to engage employees in a fun way. They have an employee recognition program where employees can be recognized for their hard work or achievements by playing a game with the team leader. The team leader asks each employee questions about their job and then plays a game based on their answers. The employee who gets all the right answers wins something special and gets to give their reward to another employee who won't be eligible for the same thing. The game has become so popular that it even has its own hashtag Deloitte Game on social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook, which helped spread awareness about the event. If you've got a work-from-home crew, you've probably noticed that their social lives are a little more limited. It's totally understandable. They're working from home and they have time constraints that make it tough to get together with friends in person. That's why we think it's worth considering the option of virtual social get-togethers and the bonus of sending out a gift card or meal kit as a thank you for showing up. This is an awesome opportunity for remote employees to build up their own social networks, and it can be done in just an hour or two. Schedule some virtual lunch or dinner meetings for all remote employees, and then let them take off a few hours early. Your remote team will be able to get together virtually without worrying about making travel plans or driving somewhere they don't want to go. Themed meetings are a great way to get everyone in the office talking. They can be as simple as a movie night or as elaborate as an entire theme-based conference. Whether you choose to do an onboarding session that's all about movies or one that's themed around books, it's important to make sure your employees are comfortable with the experience. That's it for this video, BBC member. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon!